Today on Mystic Places Magical Mystery Tour, we are in San Pedro de Cajas, Peru, exploring the archaeological site of Cachipuquio or Cachipozo. Cachipuquio is a sacred ceremonial site still used today for ceremonial weddings and joining together of couples. Cachipuquio or Cachipozo is a pre-Inca archaeological site with two sacred wells fed by a saltwater spring. Located west of the city of San Pedro de Cajas in the province of Tarma, department of Junín, in the Central Andes of Peru. And there exists a fascinating legend which is associated with this site, which now I will relate to you. There existed in Palcamayo, in ancient times, in the place known as Yamanpata, a lagoon, and very close to it stood a humble hut where a young shepherdess lived tending her animals, grazing the hillsides. One day the girl was approached by a young man who saw her while passing by and who fell in love with her instantly, and she happily reciprocated. So after a while, he decided to ask for her hand in marriage. However, finding to his bad luck the refusal of the girl's parents. Faced with this, the lovers ran away, heading to the Yamanpata Lagoon, where the girl cried inconsolably, and the couple promised to never separate and to love each other for all eternity. Immediately afterwards, holding hands, they entered the waters of the lagoon. An old woman who had been observing the scene hurriedly approached the lagoon, finding only the clothes of the two lovers. Suddenly the waters began to part and move from within. Two white doves emerged, taking flight, and headed towards the foothills of Patamarca Mountain in San Pedro de Cajas. The arrival of these white doves was observed by the residents of the town, who, when they arrived at the point where they saw them landing, they did not find them. Instead, they found two white stones that, when trying to remove them, sank into the ground, giving rise to two deep pools of salt water, salty like the tears of the two lovers. The largest identified as the male dove, with a higher saline concentration, and the smallest identified as the female dove. So grateful, the people of the village celebrated the arrival of the doves, naming the place Cachipozo. And now that's why one is considered to be male and the other female. This is the male dove and this is the female dove. This is where they disappeared. This site is called Cachipuquio because it is derived from the Quechua words Cachi, which means salt, and Puquio, which means spring. These two springs are saltwater springs that come from under the earth. This one is about 2.5 meters deep and the other one is about 3.5 meters deep. This one is considered male and the other one is considered female. This site is still in use today and has been for thousands of years as a sacred site for unions between couples. Ceremonies of marriages are performed here. Typically, men drink from the pool of the female and the females drink from the pool of the male in ceremony. Since colonial times, they've been associated with the patron saints, the female for Santa Catalina and the male for San Pedro. On July 4th, every year, there's a ceremonial ritual cleaning of these pools where that all of the water is removed with buckets from people from the community, and then offerings are placed inside the pools. Then the water is refilled over the next 2.5 weeks. According to tradition, offerings of fruits, flowers, candy, liquor, coca leaves are frequently brought to this sacred site and deposited in these niches by visitors in order to ask favor from the Apus, Pachamama, and the patron saints San Pedro and Santa Catalina. These two salt pools date to pre-Incan times and have been used since by the local communities for a source of salt, as well as salt for trading with other communities, and to use the salt to be able to dye wools. And this water is so salty, saltier than that of the sea, that even bacteria can't live in it. There are no life forms that live in this water, and it's completely free of microbes because of its high salt content. Thank you for watching today's episode of Mystic Places Magical Mystery Tour. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and remember to like this video and to share it and help support us on social media. Also, if you would like to see more videos like this, we would appreciate it if you would make a small donation. Please click on the PayPal link below and help us out.